With a gigantic budget of $13.3 billion dollars, the USS Gerald Ford is the biggest and most expensive warship to ever sail. This aircraft carrier that is currently under the service of the United States Navy has a massive 5-acre flight deck area. It is also laden with state-of-the-art technologies that make this aircraft carrier the deadliest and most fearsome one in the world. Welcome to our YouTube channel. And in this video, we will be talking about the mighty USS Gerald Ford. Keep watching this video till the end to find out more. A 100,000-ton displacement, a $13 billion price tag, a time frame of 25 years with no need to refuel. This U.S. laser aircraft carrier is the worst nightmare for its enemies, while it gives a feeling of safety to its allies. This carrier has 4 squadrons of fighter jets on board, as well as a group of support and tactical aircrafts. In total, more than 60 aircrafts are on board, but up to 90 aircraft can be accommodated on it. The gigantic aircraft carrier stands over 9 stories above the sea level, and it weighs 97,000 tons. This massive weight is 32,000 tons more than the biggest warship used in World War II. You might be thinking that because of its huge size and massive weight, this aircraft carrier will be slow, but that isn't the case here. This carrier is powered by 2 modern state-of-the-art A-1B nuclear reactors. Its power is about 3 times that of the previously existing American carriers. A total of about 300 megawatts of electric energy is produced by these reactors, which provide enormous energy to the ship. When this carrier sails through the ocean, it seems as if a whole block of New York City is floating on water at a speed of 34 miles an hour. All these features sound amazing, but China's new anti-ship missiles, some of which can travel at hypersonic speeds above Mach 5, makes this aircraft carrier, as well as U.S. Navy's whole Pacific Fleet, susceptible to attack. A Congressional Research Services report updated in August 2022 indicates concerns regarding the survivability of U.S. surface ships in possible combat situations against enemies such as China, that are armed with huge numbers of UAVs and anti-ship missiles, including the advanced models. In the last decade, China has largely increased the size of its navy and has also developed many anti-ship weapons. These anti-ship missiles, including hypersonic missiles that can reach Mach 10, are highly maneuverable as well. And China is not keeping this a secret that all these weapons have been developed to repulse the ships of the U.S. Navy. The USS Gerald Ford and other U.S. Navy battleships have anti-missile defense systems installed on them, but unfortunately these defenses are not capable enough to withstand a prolonged conflict with China's latest weapons. So now, in order to maintain its dominance in the Pacific Ocean and to keep its ships sailing these waters, the U.S. Navy is moving toward an all-new technology that was until now out of reach. This new technology is the laser weapons technology. The benefits of using laser weapons are enormous. Lasers can fire at the speed of light, which exceeds the speed of hypersonic missiles. Such laser weapons can reload very quickly, which will help them to counter swarms of enemy drones. Another major benefit of using laser weapons is that they do not require stored ammunition, which gives the ship unlimited firing chances. The Biden administration in 2021 formed a Pentagon task force to evaluate the threat presented, the rapid naval expansion of China. A year later, China was declared as America's most consequential strategic competitor by the Department of Defense based on the findings of the task force. More than 770 naval Coast Guard and other military boats make up China's current fleet. That is nearly entirely concentrated in the Pacific, which is more than twice the size of America's fleet, which is spread out between the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. A stockpile of cutting-edge anti-ship weapons that China can deploy from ground facilities, vessels, and aircrafts adds to its military might. Its long-range missiles, such as the DF-21D and DF-26, are the most effective, but the DF-ZF, a hypersonic missile that can purportedly travel at speeds of up to Mach 10 and strike from a distance of more than 1,500 miles, is the most terrifying. Hypersonic weapons developed by China are not the only danger. Commanders of carriers have long been aware of their susceptibility to anti-ship cruise missile batteries. The ship's defenses can be overpowered when a large number of weapons are fired at once. The Navy's situation becomes obvious in long range. Reasonably inexpensive suicide drones are used to strike the carrier groups instead of aeroplanes and high-speed missiles. Its greatest carriers and most powerful destroyers are ill-prepared to repel waves of invaders coming down from the sky. The USS Gerald R. Ford is now part of a carrier strike group. Tanner-class cruisers, destroyers, frigates, and occasionally one or more submarines make up the armada. At least 2 of these ships are Airlie Burke-class guided missile destroyers that specialize in air defense. With their potent onboard radars, these ships offer the first line of defense against enemy strikes, able to identify targets more than 200 miles away. Surface-to-air missiles and the Navy's Phalanx Sea-Whiz close-in weapon system, which uses radar to control a 20mm 6-barreled Gatling cannon that fires 4,500 rounds per minute, are both equipped on the ship. A carrier strike group that has the hardware to stop dozens of approaching missiles from a distance of up to 200 miles, but it loses this capability the moment the ships run out of the interceptors to use, which must be stockpiled until the end of the engagement. While missiles must be restocked at port, other munitions can be renewed at sea. The Pentagon refers to this as a depth of magazine problem that adversaries can take advantage of with swarming assaults. The Pentagon thinks that the best defense against swarming drones is the use of strong lasers. In Star Wars, laser beams do not detonate when they strike a target, in contrast to blasters. Instead, they produce a lot of heat. At lower output powers, lasers can fool a drone's optical sensors. At high output powers, a laser will pierce it. Essentially, nuclear reactors like those on the USS Ford are used to power the munitions that is produced by lasers. Lasers can follow and target unpredictable weapons like China's hypersonic DFZF better than the conventional missiles because their beams travel at the speed of light. They may be able to fire dozens or perhaps tens of thousands of times at incoming warheads. The need for gunners to lead a target and predict its placement will no longer be necessary. The Pentagon likes their inexpensive price tag as well. According to the Congressional Research Service, shooting a high-powered laser will only cost between $1 and $10, which is far less than the $1 million to $10 million that defense missiles cost. Analysts refer to the use of million-dollar missiles to repel swarms of cheap enemy drones or cruise missiles as a negative cost-exchange ratio. The USS Pounce, an amphibious transport ship, had the first laser mounted forward on its deck for sea trials by the Navy in 2014. The short round firing tube of the 33-kilowatt Sec-3 laser weapon system LAWS is white painted. Untrained eyes might mistake it for an amateur astronomer's telescope since 2 smaller tubes for sensors lay on the shoulders. Yet even this early low-power version had impressive firepower. 2019 saw the start of experiments for a second stronger laser. Then in August 2022, the Navy fitted an Airline Burke-class destroyer named Preble with its first ever permanent laser. The weapon created by Lockheed Martin connects with the ship's advanced Aegis radar and weapons control system and has a 60-kilowatt power output. The high-energy laser with integrated optical dazzler and surveillance system is known as the Helios in the Navy. Even more potent iterations may come out. Even at its maximum power of 150 kilowatts, according to Lockheed Martin, the weapon will be mostly helpful against drones and small surface ships, to halt a volley of cruise missiles, or to stop a hypersonic weapon hurtling at the USS Ford at Mach 5 or faster. For the Navy to defeat cruise missiles, something significantly more potent is required. In addition to the size and speed of those missiles, the Navy estimates that it requires at least a 300-kilowatt laser. Their nose cones are made of materials like pyrolytic graphite or pyroceram ceramics, designed to withstand the high heat inherent to hypersonic flight, which can reach 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit. It will need a powerful laser beam to quickly burn through these high-resistant materials. Additionally, they require adequate strength to counteract the impact of atmospheric turbulence on the laser. Finally, they need to quickly locate the exact target point on an approaching missile traveling at 1 mile per second in order to destroy it. It appears that weapon is on its way, but we will have to wait a bit to see that. That's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like the video and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more amazing videos. Thank you.